Hey guys, I'm Nick with tech-Nic, and today we're going to check out this stylized wireless keyboard and mouse from Mofii. So we're going to take a look at this keyboard. Now this is called the Sweet keyboard from a company called Mofii. This is kind of like a retro design, a very stylized type of keyboard and mouse. And there are multiple versions of this in different themes, so there's a bunch of different color options. Then there's also a couple of different versions of this that are out there. Now we'll find out for sure which one we have when we open this up, if this is the predecessor or if this is the new current model, and that all kind of hinges on the mouse design, and we'll see that in just a second. I will just mention that this is a 104 key format, so it does have a keypad, a numeric keypad on the side. I believe the wireless ability of this will work up to 35 feet, so that's pretty good range. So as we open this up, got, holy crap, the little tray that slides out of the back holds what once was a mouse. Let's put this just back in here. I do not think that's how that was done. Doesn't matter, it fell out anyway. Classic tech-Nic stuff right here, right out of the gate. I can tell you from the mouse design that we do have the newer or current model of the Mofii. It's got like a grill of we got like a BMW grill on the front of this mouse. Now I will tell you, just at first holding this, it feels very...
I feel delicate.
And this keyboard, for what I'm looking at, size-wise, does actually feel pretty heavy, and there's no battery in here yet. So these are flat keys with an adhesive sticker over the top of these. I thought for a second that they had like an embedded area that the sticker was inside of, so I thought they were actually CNC'd keys, but they're not. There is a color variation taking place across this keyboard that at first glance does not make sense to me. So it's not, I mean, I guess, no, it doesn't. It just does feel rather random. I mean, these are kind of by a group, right? F1 through 4, F5 through 8 are a different color. Okay, that makes sense. But then we've got like 2 keys here, and then like 5 here, and like 6 up here that are beige, creamy beige. What you doing in my wildest? Not only is the color selection kind of interesting. I mean, it doesn't scream man cave. However, it's very pleasing. It's very. I do agree with the name Sweet. I almost feel like I'm looking at Sweet Tarts. That's what they should have called this, the Sweet Tart keyboard. And in that regard, the buttons are removable so that you can replace them or clean. So keep this away from kids so that they don't take these off and think they're eating a bunch of Sweet Tarts. This one tastes like a big L. I'm used to that. This product does feature something called Smart Sleep or Auto Sleep. After 1 minute of no keystrokes being registered, the device goes into a sleep mode. I'm not sure of battery life on this, but I would imagine that this is going to go the distance. These, especially with the sleep function in here, as cool as it looks, I'm already concerned about durability, longevity on the mouse. I'm going to just get some keystrokes in here for a second before we hook it up to a computer. I just want to see how this feels.
I know you well enough to know you're typing something real. Like, what are you typing?
About you. I am actually. I was making fun of your jacket. So, I'm going to tell you what I already know is going to happen. I'm expecting to see the occasional missed keystroke on this. Now, the reason is I don't feel a very crisp key register. It is almost where I get some keyboards, like mechanical keyboards, give me that very clear click, and I know that the key has registered. This has it almost feels like I'm pushing against a valve. I have a very waterbed feel beneath these keys, and I'm imagining that we're going to get some missed keystrokes. But again, we're going to test that in a second. And then we do have our USB dongle in the mouse. So you can tuck it in here. You don't have to worry about this thing getting lost as you go anywhere and pull it out and put it in a computer. Speaking of, that's what it's time to do here now. Do you have a mouse pad with you?
He shoots. I love the aesthetic combination of what you're about to do.
That's why I was doing it. I'm glad you picked up on that.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Like one of the more violent games with one of the cutest keyboards I've ever seen in my life.
It is worth mentioning that it does have the flip out tabs so that I can have a slightly more ergonomic or wrist friendly setup here. I'm just looking for some responsiveness. Alright, now I'm not trying to be that guy, okay? But I've been playing on an extremely high-end keyboard and mouse setup for quite some time. My first thought is, like I said earlier, versus like a mechanical feeling, a mechanical click, a hard register of something where I know that I'm getting that keystroke, it really is almost like a valve, like I'm pushing. It's almost like playing trumpet, if any of you, for now that I'm down to like, 4% of the watchers. We fellow trumpet players, not that I was ever any good, that's what it's like. It's like pushing the valves on a trumpet. It does not incite a lot of confidence that I'm getting these keystrokes in here. I love that we're in the dark. Like you can't see Rust at all. We don't have to worry about getting blocked by YouTube though, because you can't even prove I'm playing Rust. If you ever have any doubt of how carnal this game is, this player has put on the side of their building a sign that says, "Learning Rust, please don't grief." Gaming might end up being a little lacking on this. This is just not an optimal gaming setup. Now I will say, to be fair, not everybody's rocking super expensive keyboard and mouse setups. So, if you're at an entry level or mid-level mouse and keyboard, are you going to see a big difference or a big drop? Maybe not. What I'd like to do is test this in some other functions. I mean, hey, if this is not performing exactly like we want in gaming, maybe that's not that big of a deal if this works really well in an office type setup, and that's what we're going to check next. Let's test a little bit of office functionality, and let's see how this performs in more of an office use. So let's just see here. We the people. Alright, here's the issue. Are the buttons nice to the touch? Yes. That valve feeling, is it soft under your fingers? Yes, and it's kind of nice. But here's the problem. The draw distance of each of these keys is significant enough that if I'm typing in any speed at all, it's catching the key in front of it as I move my finger up to strike the next key. I don't have to push a button down quite as far on other keyboards that I use. I can kind of push and glide without having an issue.
Push, push, glide.
It looks like we're coding for the Matrix back here. I'm just going to tell you, I'm a pretty fast typer. I know my way around a good old-fashioned keyboard, okay? This is going to slow you down. So let's speak in three contexts. One, design, the way that it looks. Two, how it feels and will perform. And then three, longevity. Okay? So one, in how it looks. The design, I think, looks great. I think it looks very cool. I even like the little bezeled edge that runs all the way around this keyboard. If you got a color scheme or something you're going for in your office, or you just like the way it looks, I don't think you're going to be disappointed there. Performance-wise, I'm going to have to knock this one a couple of points, okay? Because as soft as this is and as nice as that could be, the keystroke is an issue. Doesn't give you a good tactile response. It is very valvey. But on top of that, the draw distance is the killer. Can you adapt to it? Yes. Can you get used to it? Yes. But let's be honest, why would you want to? So if you really like the way it looks, you might deal with a little bit of the awkwardness of use. Now, durability, that's where this thing kind of disappears, because they don't post anything, at least as far as we could find, and we've checked rather extensively, and we'll continue to do that, and if we find something, we'll put it here. But we're going to reach out to Mofii and see if there's any type of expected keystroke. I mean, how many uses am I expected to get? 100,000 of each key? A million? Like, where is the number at? Well, there's nothing on performance there. And so without publishing what their expected use is or how this is tested, kind of makes me a little leery of what they expect this keyboard and mouse to do, how long they expect it to last. I mean, from what we see, this company's been around for about 20 years making products. And you would know at 20 years that that's some testing that you should have and put on this box. Now, that being said, it has a 1-year warranty on it. I mean, that's kind of standard. It's really going to be more about look and a little bit less about function. That's my take on this. See that difference? That key? Oh, yeah. Those keys are so narrow on this laptop that like I feel like I'm just glancing them to get them to register, and my fingers slide right to the next keys. Here I'm in a chasm. I'm down in the cave. I am hacking a limb off because I've fallen in the crevasse. Okay, that's what it feels like. These are roughly around $30 right now on Amazon. Definitely for me, this puts this in the starter category. So again, I'm going to come back to those 3 categories. I can't tell you durability. Performance to me feels like it's going to suffer. But stylization, the way this thing looks, is pretty phenomenal. So if you like this and you're willing to deal with a little bit of some quirks or a little bit less than ideal performance, then this would be okay. Definitely in the starter category, but hey, there's nothing wrong with that, especially if you like the way it looks. I'm Nick with tech-Nic. Thank you guys for coming by and watching, supporting the channel. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. We're trying to respond to those as much as we can. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys. We'll see you soon. Catch you next time.